coming from the concrete, juggle of the wood. Smell the flowers in the air, burning from the woods.
The family of Breonna Taylor has reached a settlement with the city of Louisville. They got $12 million in money, which is...
Niggas saying money. What the fuck was it supposed to be?
Well, I mean, I'm just saying the monetary... Let me say it. So they got $12 million in money in a monetary settlement payout. And in what I can only fathom is an unprecedented move. They got police reform changes into the settlement. I don't know if y'all heard that part about it also.
No, I ain't hear that part about it, but I'm pretty sure that's not going to stand up in any court of law.
Hey, look, yeah, because the city had to agree to it in order for the case to be settled. So they're going to change law. They're gonna limit a judge's ability to issue warrants or issue multiple warrants. So, not necessarily directly tied to her particular situation and outcome, but overall, something a little bit better. So you can't have all these warrants that you execute at the same time anymore. They're none of that shit. Officers gonna have to have their body cameras on and also have somebody else with them while they're counting money or processing seized assets and things like that. So make it harder for them to steal your shit. That's one. This nigga do a wardrobe change. I think he did, but they changed the rule that subordinates can write warrants out. So now, in order for it to be a warrant, to get a warrant for a search warrant or whatever, it has to be like a higher ranking police official to fill out said paperwork, because that was an issue in her paperwork. With the I didn't even know this part. The motherfucker, the detective who drew the warrant drew the warrant to for her house, he used fraudulent information in there. He said that the post office had made a report that they had been sending suspicious packages to her address, and that's what warranted them going to her house at that time. The post office said, "Yeah, we ain't say that shit ever to nobody." So now you got to change. You got to change that. They changing the rules in which the post office can be involved in your case, like in terms of how long they can wait after you had a suspicious package to serve a warrant or even draw up a warrant for you. And I think there's a couple other things in there too that I can't remember offhand, and I'm not Googling it, so yeah. But those were the things in the settlement. Thoughts, guys?
First of all, I'm glad they got the settlement, and I'm glad that they were pushing for something besides money for that settlement. But realistically, some of this shit just not gonna come to be, because like some of this shit is legislative rules, but some of the shit is policy and like matters of procedure, and that shit can be implemented. So good shit on that. But yeah, still needs to arrest that motherfucker.
Oh yeah, definitely still need to arrest that motherfucker. And the thing that's important to note at this point is that this settlement doesn't prevent criminal litigation against these officers. Yeah. This settlement is the conclusion of a civil matter between Breonna Taylor's family and the city. Now, the city needs to still bring charges against those detectives, because that's a separate matter.
Yeah. The fact that this is a lawsuit is settled don't mean that this motherfucker is safe or should be safe. Nah, that nigga needs to go to jail.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you had some people out there that are a little confused by that, thinking that the settlement meant that now the cops will go free, that there's no further discussion of this case. Actually, I think that they said that the prosecutor, the DA, was preparing materials to bring before the grand jury. So I don't know. We'll see. They moving dead ass slow on this case. They moving dead ass slow.
Is the officer that fired the shot? Is the officer that fired the fatal shot the one who did all the fraudulent paperwork?
You say what?
I said, do you know if the officer that fired the fatal shot is the one that did all the fraudulent paperwork?
No, it wasn't him. And they fired the officer.
I say, so that might got something to do with it then, because they need to figure out how to charge him in collusion with all this shit.
They do. But it's a couple little details. I was watching Tamika Mallory on Roland Martin show today, and she said something I hadn't heard before. She said that there was evidence that there was some speculation or evidence, I don't know, one or the other, that some of the officers involved with executing the warrant had been at a bar drinking earlier, and the officer that I think ended up ultimately getting fired, I think after he was the officer that fired the most shots, but I don't know if he fired the fatal one, and I don't know if you can call one of them fatal or not. Like, the motherfuckers acted in concert. I think, but I don't know. But they said that he left the scene right after, and he couldn't be found for a couple hours after the fact. So they were saying that the motherfucker might have shook the scene because he was real fucked up and had to try to go sober up somewhere or something like that, or something, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's true or not. It's just something I heard. I wouldn't put nothing past none of these motherfuckers though. And hey, look, hopefully that shit will come out in the wash for real.
Yeah, hopefully.
Mm-hmm. Either the wash or the real. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, it's been 6 months. 6 motherfucking months.
Mm-hmm. Hey, look, arrest the motherfuckers who shot Breonna Taylor.